Do you know the real reason of coming there? Oh, somebody called here. One of the nurses called here and you said that you had a gun and that you were going to shoot them, go in your car and shoot them. I'm like, we don't drive. We don't have a gun. Where are you getting all this? And do you know what they said? The nurse said it. I'm like, excuse me. We didn't say anything like that to them. Where are you getting all this? Oh, and my husband blocked the door. He was more worried about getting out there because of what you did to his daughter. He wanted to go outside for a walk. You know what I mean? Where do you get going outside for a walk? Because he told me he's going for a walk. I have to leave here because of what she did to my daughter's neck. And the other nurse just basically just like, you know what I mean, when we told her, just basically brushed that off. You know what I mean? She had my daughter's neck dangling. Okay? And he did what he needed to do as a father. It's like, yo, you're not supposed to. The job I used to work a few years ago, basically, nurses get fired for that type of stuff. And she made it seem like, you know, it was nothing. So she started making up stories and stuff about my husband. He left that room because he was like, I don't want her in that room with my daughter. She's unsafe around, my daughter's unsafe around her. As his parental right. And I said the same thing. You have to leave. We don't want your service right now. Like, we don't want you. And it was a lactician, by the way, that did this to our daughter. So what happened is they went ahead and said it happened yesterday, okay? And the reason why they're, you know, kicking my husband out, because right after they were going to kick my husband out, they're going to come after me and take my baby. He was protecting us from any harm, from that type of harm. Because he's a legal aid and he would have called the cops on them for doing that. And they would have had to listen and tell them to leave them alone. So that's the reason why they were scared. So they kicked him out and came after me. As I was nursing, the doctor, and I could spell that chick's name out because that's a family member of my ex's family, which has no ties to me because none of my kids are his. And he has an indication after raping my oldest son. So this is his family member that has a doctor, because she switched from a different hospital to the hospital I was at just to get my baby. They're traffickers, by the way, too. So she's Caribbean, but she's from Nigeria doing this. Literally. Nigerian. You would think they would do the best by your baby and the best for, you know, your family and all that. Nah, man, that's a whole different story. So now when I see a Nigerian woman, kidnapper, baby, cradle robber is what I'm going to look at. And she damn right told me, I was like, well, I just want to hold my baby for a little bit. She says, no, give her a kiss. Y'all don't have any freaking rights to be telling me what I can do with my child. And y'all don't have custody rights either. Which they didn't check off or sign that I basically don't have rights. This whole thing was on me. Yeah, I said bad stuff about him that was not true and can't be really proven. And the fact is that this whole thing is on me because I refuse to side with them. I'm not going to side with someone that lies. I'm not going to side with someone that basically lies on people. I'm not going to side with anything. And they're just mad because I'm not going with their freaking bullshit. Oh, and they brought up politics too. You know what I mean? Oh, well, that baby's black. I'll post what my daughter looks like. But y'all going off of race. Y'all going off of this. You're going off of that. You're going off my past, man. I have a place. I have the stuff that my daughter needs. Y'all just cradle robbers. Y'all did that to my other baby that I gave birth of last year. 2-week-old newborn. Nursing. Y'all had no reason. Your main reason to take all my kids to take the rest of my kids last year was on homelessness. But who made me homeless? I had a ride to where I needed to get to for me and my kids. Y'all wrong. And they basically shunned my Uber away. And their doctor was waiting to check them there too. Because guess what? Their doctor, if you don't go to the appointment, they could just pop up and check on your kids of their well-being. You can actually schedule an appointment for them to come to where you're at, and they will come there and check on your kids. Because guess what? CHOP paid for that service. They paid for that Uber. And they also paid for us to get there because I only had 2 weeks until I got my house. Because that was owed to me because I paid too much in rent and a Section 8 housing, so they had to give me free housing. I had 2 weeks because all they had to do is check the water, check everything, and make sure the landlord was legit. That's it. So yeah, this all the way comes from Philadelphia. So y'all followed me all the way over here to do the same thing. But this time, you didn't make me homeless. I had a home before. Y'all said I was homeless or all that. No, I paid my dues and times. Y'all just after, again, my money. Y'all again after my kids. So I have nothing. Like I said before, this is illegal. This is federal now. This is no longer a civil or freaking small. This is big. They followed us all the way here. They have family ties. All of this is conflicts of interest and also too slandered. So yeah, I'm upset because they repeated the same thing. They did this in 2022 as well. They took my son, my oldest, and they were making it based off of when I was pregnant, abusing me. My husband watched everything that happened and said, y'all gonna have to leave, and called the cops on them too. Do you know they went ahead and took my son from a behavior health place, a behavior institute, that he was going to get discharged to me. And when I popped up there, they went ahead and took him anyway, regardless of the meeting in there that he has to go home with mom. There's no reason why he should be here. He should go home with mom and dad, because guess what? That's his son. So at this point, you got these freaking crazy people from a different county. You got these foreigners coming out here because they need a green card to stand out here. And their green card is up. And they working with them. All over money and a green card. All over money and, oh, I'm better than you. Y'all have bigger jobs than me. Y'all got money and all this type of stuff, and you're coming after little old me. But I'm this so much. Oh, she's mental. I'm mental because I know my rights. I'm mental because I know what's best for my kids. I'm mental because I'm a postpartum mom. They do this every time I give birth. I'm telling you. I won the other cases when it came to my littler ones. But when it came to my son that I gave birth last year, and this year, no, they used the big guns. They used law enforcement and said, I got family in law enforcement. There's nothing you can do about it. I got family in court. There's nothing you could do about it. Regardless what you say and your rights and everything, we got the pull. Like, they think they're bigger than the law themselves.